place winner is Fabian Cano for his story, The Young Boy and the Mexican Giant.
Woo!
Let's end our evening together. Please enjoy The Young Boy and the Mexican Giant by Fabian Cano.
Okay, this story takes place somewhere in Mexico in the mountains. And it was a beautiful summer. Everything was green. There was green grass everywhere. There were green trees everywhere. There were green apples on the green trees. I think the band Green Day was out there playing the song. And then there was a young, little, lonely boy, and all he wanted was a friend. And he had a little backpack on, and one day he was walking. And all of a sudden, crash! He ran into the biggest toe he had ever seen in his life. And he was like, wow! What a huge toe that is! I want to see whose toe this belongs to. So he grabbed the top of the toe and he pulled himself up. And he kept walking. And all of a sudden, crash! He ran into the tallest leg he had ever seen in his life. And he was like, wow! What a tall leg that is! I want to see whose leg this belongs to. Luckily, the leg was hairy, so he used that to his advantage. He climbed up that hair, and he climbed and climbed and climbed and climbed and climbed. And every now and then he'd get tired, so he'd grab one long strand of hair, and he'd wrap himself up, and he would just hang. When he was ready to climb again, he'd unwrap himself, and he climbed and climbed and climbed all the way till he got to the giant's hip. Now, when he got to the hip, he must have took a wrong turn or something, because instead of going straight up, he went towards the center of the giant. And he kept walking. And all of a sudden, crash! He fell into the giant's belly button. And on his way down, he hit his head really, really hard. And he got an instant headache. He was like, oh, I got an instant headache. But out of his little bag, he pulled out some Advil. He took the Advil, and it totally made his headache go away because it's recommended by 3 out of 4 doctors. He was like, wow, what a huge belly button this is. I want to see whose belly button this belongs to. So he climbed out of the belly button, and he looked straight up, and he thought, how am I going to get to the giant's shoulder? I know, out of his bag, he pulled out a really, really, really long rope with a hook at the end. And he wound that rope up, and he let the rope go, and the rope said, all the way to a hook to the giant's shoulder. Now, when it hooked on the giant's shoulder, the giant was leaning on a mountain. And when that hook hooked on his shoulder, the giant said, when he went right back to sleep. So the boy climbed up that rope all the way till he got to the shoulder. When he got to the giant's shoulder, he realized that the giant had a huge beard, because he's Mexican. He climbed up that beard like it was a beard climbing competition. He got to the giant's nose, and he saw that the giant was sleeping. So he yelled, Giant! So the young boy said, oh, he's a sleeping giant. Okay, how am I going to wake this guy up? I'm going to slap him. So the young boy got ready. And he slapped the giant right on the nose. The giant didn't feel nothing. So he said, oh, he's a tough giant. Okay, he's a tough giant. I'm going to punch him. And the young boy wound it up like Muhammad Ali, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, and punched the giant on the nose. The giant didn't feel nothing. So the young boy said, how am I going to wake this giant up? He pulled out a bag of dirt, and he stood right under the giant's nose, and he shot the dirt right up the giant's nose. And the giant said, true! The giant woke. And the young boy said, Giant! And the giant saw the young boy on his face, and he grabbed the young boy, And he said, ¿Y tú qué quieres conmigo? Yo soy un gigante. Estoy tratando de dormir. Translation, and what do you want with me? I'm a giant. I'm trying to sleep here. And the young boy said, I just want to be your friend. Will you be my friend? And the giant said, well, I've never had a friend. I guess it would be kind of nice to have a friend. Sure, I'll be your friend. And the young boy said, yay! Come to my house! And the young boy and the giant were best friends for the rest of their lives. Now, to me, the importance of the story is that friends are like a box of chocolate. You never know what kind of friend you're going to get.